Recently, CocoCrazy has absolutely destroyed her career. Or has she? Well, recently there's kind of been this trend where people have made videos critiquing me. So in this video, I felt it's only fair to respond to some of them and address the major claims made against me. Reminder that these videos are criticizing me, not hating on me, so I'm going to address them with a lot of respect because of course, as a creator in this platform, I'm allowed to criticize others and others are allowed to criticize me. Since this is a video about me, I didn't know what to put in the background to edit, so I edited Crossy Road since I haven't played that in years. Let's start off with the first criticism I've seen a lot of times. We're talking multiple videos made on it. It's called milking. Reminder, please do not harass or bother anyone mentioned in this video. They are criticizing me. A lot of these people actually have very, very good advice for me that I really appreciate, and in no way do I condone any harassment. With that, let's get into the first video that I really feel like I need to respond to. It's a video by the creator called Ribcage, and they basically criticize me for milking the situation.
And I'm just gonna try to be as non-biased as I can in this video, and it's just honestly my opinion about this entire topic, since we're already making 4 videos and YouTube shorts about it. And
let's be for real, let's not milk the situation here. You make a video, you share your opinion on how bad they are or how you don't like them, then boom, that's it. You don't have to respond to them many times. I think you should be making multiple videos about a singular person or multiple TikToks and shorts about a singular person. I just personally think that you should just get it done straight. This is finished. This is done. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to keep on milking the situation.
While she does make an effort to mention Clara's TikToks, I want to briefly say that Clara did make 8 videos on the situation and I made about 4. She does put my videos on the thumbnail, which is fair, like you can choose what you want to do, but it seems like that argument is more directed towards me, the whole milking thing. And I've continued to get tons and tons of comments about this, about the milking. I've seen it on countless other channels and videos made on me, just comments about me drama farming and milking. And I have one main response to this because I'm just tired of seeing these comments. 99% of your favorite commentary channels have milked a situation. Dinky and Jabot made over 7 videos on Ash Trevano and made these videos in a much shorter period than 2 months. August the Duck has made over 20 videos on Jack the Cook. And in no way am I making the others do it so I can't argument. I am making the argument that quite literally every single commentary channel you are subscribed to has likely milked a situation. I remember when Turkey Tom made 7 videos on Lewis McClung, and Jack Films, who is super respected, I love his content, made a ton of videos on Sniper Wolf. Again, Oompaville made multiple videos, well over 4 on Mr. Beast. No way do I dislike any of these creators. A lot of them I enjoy their content. I'm not going to say specifically who because I don't want to single out some, but I do enjoy a lot of their content. So in no way am I hating on any of them. I'm just showing that this is very, very normal. So I'm just curious why I'm getting an insane amount of hate for making 4 videos on a situation. And I get it. If you think milking is greedy and you think it's disgusting, that's free for you to think. But singling me out like I'm the only commentary channel that does this is just kind of strange because once again, every single commentary channel I follow, which I follow hundreds, does quite literally the same thing as me, yet I have literally been put in multiple of these videos. So the creator goes on to criticize my clickbait, which I'll address later on in this video. But firstly, we're going to just explain the second half. The second half, the creator basically kind of defends some of the stuff Clara says and says I kind of lied about it because I didn't show her full clip.
You don't have to keep on milking the situation. I also wanted to mention about the video reaction. I just want to say CocoCrazy didn't show a lot of the clips because it was not a 10-minute video. It was a 22-minute video. She did lie.
Again, this is just criticism, no hate, but once again, try to find one commentary channel that shows the entire video. Your argument is that I lied because I didn't show every single part of the video. 1, I had to take out some clips because YouTube took my video down, and 2, quite literally no commentary channel you will ever find is going to show every second of a video they react to. That is just simply too much. You narrow it down to the points they made. Every argument I made, I showed Clara's argument, and then I showed mine, giving my audience the freedom to make up their own decision. They had the choice to not agree with me. Kind of going off of what I just said, I showed a clip for everything I argued for. So even if I left out some of the parts, they still got to agree. They still agreed with the clips I showed. And Clara's video tripled in views after I published my video and multiple other creators did. So there would have been plenty of time for people to go to that video and say, hey, I guess Coco lied, and then come back and hate at me. And that didn't happen. So no, I just don't really understand where this argument's coming from. Yes, I know it's criticism, but in my opinion, it's just kind of flawed.
Now, Clara did say this is not for people that are going through issues like having eating disorders.
This creator spends about the last 15 minutes defending the video that Clara released. They start off their argument by showing the warning label and saying that Clara warned her audience. I must say, I disagree with this criticism, mainly because if you applied that argument to something else, it just wouldn't make sense. For example, That's like saying a drug addict won't go to the store and buy a drug if you put a warning label on it. If someone has an ED, they're not always aware of it. A lot of people, it's safe to say, are probably in denial. So if they watch this video, they just want advice on how to get skinnier, they're going to be like, yeah, who cares? I don't care about that warning label. Same with kids. They trust her. They've seen her videos before. She seems to know what she's talking about. She reads all these books, as she'll say later on in the video. Most people are just going to ignore the warning label. Warning label does not dismiss dangerous misinformation that can lead to EDs.
Now, a lot of people was mentioning about Carla saying how she wanted you to slave yourself on not to eat. I disagree. If you found the video to that, or if you want me to react to that, and just tell me where it is.
I don't think anyone said she actually said those direct words. They're saying that's what she's going to cause or what she's hinting at. There's a few different clips she uses that are very, very dangerous. The one where she compares this to the hunter-gatherer days, and she also goes on later in her video to tell us that snacking is this horrible thing. Snacking is going to lead to gained weight. She also talks about American portions. She talks about how big they are. All of the video is basically fat shaming. The video is quite literally titled, "Surprising Habits That Keep Me Skinny." When you are bragging about being a certain body type, you are automatically pushing down other body types. This creator kind of tries to bring up this message that Clara accepts all bodies, and this is just her personally. Once you post advice like this online, it's no longer personal. Apply this to any other argument. If I uploaded a video saying, "Surprising habits that make my skin whiter," I'd be seen as racist, and logically so. So that's the main second half of this video. I don't really solely want to focus on this video because there's other ones I have to get into and other arguments made towards me that I want to respond to, but this creator also continues to argue that they're not biased against me.
All that. Once again, I just want to have to make it clear, I'm on none of their sides. I'm not trying to pick out sides, because the people that pick out sides are mindlessly following someone because they got nothing better to do.
They even include it in their description, but the problem is that it is clear they are very biased. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm biased in my videos, but they try to make it clear that they're on both sides, but they only like comments that are directly against me and even argue against comments that are supporting me. Like, quite literally, not one comment supporting me is for me. And considering the fact that they make it out that milking is worse than promoting EDs, I would say that overall this video is a bit biased towards me because the second half is quite literally just spent defending Clara.
And I'm just gonna try to be as non-biased as I can.
Because the people that pick out sides are mindlessly following someone because they got nothing better to do.
The two different effects upon these two different videos, one was more trying to be helpful, but it wasn't as helpful to some people. I'm talking about Clara's video that she had made compared to CocoCrazy's video, which is very demeaning. I don't mean it to sound like in a rude way.
I just want to say CocoCrazy didn't show a lot of the clips because it was not a 10-minute video. It was a 22-minute video. She did lie.
And the comment section is very split. I would say 40% are for me, but 60% are mostly just complaining that I milk situations in Drama Farm. So in these people's opinions, me milking the situation, which quite literally, it just blows my mind, quite literally every single commentary channel does, is worse than Clara's video. That is like the most dangerous advice I have heard in years.
She's just saying, oh, I just don't think that it's healthy to have snacks between meals.
Nutrition, so I can speak about this with confidence that like this is healthy, and I'm not advocating for starving yourself. I'm not advocating.
So you claim early on in your video that you're not blindly following any creator, yet you say that Clara's right and she's promoting healthy habits because she says that. You are blindly following her. You don't really take in consideration the consequences of anything she says. You just say, oh, she never said directly that you yourself, and she said it's healthy, so it must be healthy. She didn't say avoid snacks between meals. She said avoid snacks in general. She said you'll gain weight if you eat snacks. That could mean anything for anyone. There's no direct numbers, so that could mean just don't eat snacks ever. But overall, this was one of the criticism videos on me that I didn't really like, but we're going to move into some that I liked more, so let's get on to those ones, I guess. I've seen a lot of comments about my clickbait, and I really need to reflect on this. This is some criticism actually taking into consideration. Here's a thumbnail I made about 6 months ago. It has a fake tweet. It is the wildest title. Just look at the title. Overall, this I would consider clickbait. Like, even I'm going to admit it. And here's my newest video. People are claiming that I'm very clickbait because I use words such as evil and disgusting, and I admit maybe I did go a little bit far with Clara. I probably should have been a little bit more polite. At the time, I was just really annoyed by it, but yes, I probably should have been a bit more mature with Clara, but over time, I am improving. I've released my first ever positive video, so I feel like that's kind of an achievement, and my video titles don't say people lost 99% of their audiences anymore, and I don't use fake tweets. So overall, I feel like you guys just gotta give me a little bit more time because I'm not perfect and I'm trying to improve when it comes to clickbait. And the terms such as evil and disgusting are more opinionated, so if you disagree with me and you find Clara in the right, like that creator did, you will see my term as very, very mean and clickbaity because you don't see her as disgusting. But to someone who possibly suffered from an ED who watched it, they may find her as disgusting. So overall, it's not factually clickbait, it's more of an opinion. And yes, I can see why you see them clickbait because the words are very, very strong and they're not exactly nice, but a lot of creators like Danky Jabot also use these words to describe creators they really, really don't like. It's from more of an opinion perspective. A lot of creators have claimed that I drama farm now, and that's the only thing I've done. I couldn't find a video in particular that said those direct words, so I didn't want to blast anyone specifically, but a lot of comments have been saying that too, and I'm just really, really confused on what that argument is overall. Like, at the end of the day, I am a drama commentary channel. I talk about drama. So when I talk about drama and situations, I'm suddenly drama farming. I think they're connecting me to milking situations and the situations being drama to drama farming. But I promise you I'm not doing any of this on purpose. I don't have a factory where I'm like, yes, we're going to do this today. Like, I'm just kind of making videos on what there's updates on. I promise you I'm not this evil organization. Definitely see where the argument that I content farm or drama farm is coming from because my thumbnails are starting to look pretty similar and the topics are pretty similar. Content farming by definition means low effort content that comes out very, very quickly. And let me tell you, that could not be further from the truth. The amount of effort I put into my videos is insane. Like the thumbnails, I know they all look similar. Believe me, they literally are nothing even relatively close to a content farm. On a good day, those thumbnails would take me 3 hours. On a bad day, 7 hours of literally just edit, don't like it, then the next day. For example, my Hailey Bailey thumbnail, which no shade to Hailey Bailey, she's literally gorgeous. It was just my editing and I couldn't get the right angle of the photo. That thumbnail took me all day at a track meet, just editing it, and then I ran 2 miles, edited. And then the next day I still didn't like it, so I edited for another 5 hours while I was watching a movie. And I finally was like, okay, this one's good enough. And in no way am I complaining. It is an absolute privilege to have a channel like this and have amazing viewers like you guys. I literally enjoy editing it. Sometimes it gets annoying after a few hours, but I do genuinely enjoy making the thumbnails and the videos, but it does, once again, get kind of frustrating, and it just annoys me when people make that argument, oh, her thumbnails are similar, so she's a content farm. Because do you know how much effort I put into these videos just for you to call me a stinking content farm because they're similar? Whenever someone tags me in a critiquing video on Discord, I usually see a few comments saying I'm this cocky teenager that deserves to be humbled. And I'm just going to be clear, I'm sure I have made comments that have made me sound cocky. I in no way think I'm better than anyone. Like, if there was a medal for a commentary channel that has made the most videos that have flopped, it's me. Like, this month and the last month have been really good, but before that, it was absolutely brutal. Like, we're talking some brutal views, and then there was a video that did really well, and then there was brutal views. It was like up and down like a roller coaster, and that's how it's been for me since forever. So in no way do I think I am like this mighty person that can't fail. Like, I know I can flop, and I don't flop, so there's no reason to have a huge ego. So here's another video that was made on me fairly recently. This video, they claim that they liked some of my videos, so overall they didn't completely hate me, which was nice, I guess. In the first half, they mostly said they didn't like my clickbait, which a lot of people don't, so fair. Yep, you can have your criticisms there. As you can see before, kind of gotten better over time, and I'm not perfect. We gotta kind of see what comes out of this. I'm trying to be more positive, overall less clickbaity. But their second argument kind of annoyed me because they kind of went on this rant about something that I quite literally have no control over. And I've seen this argument made quite a few times, so I feel like it's only fair to address it. Ancient Coco viewers will remember the Manny Show drama, which happened a few months ago, basically a year ago, honestly, at this point, where a Manny Show manager copyright struck one of my videos, and I made a video about it. And in the video, I covered up his email because his full name was in there and it was for privacy reasons. And they were mad that someone commented praising me. They said that I shouldn't be praised for being a decent person.
I also want to address how she is often praised for things that should be basic standards. This isn't her fault. She can't control what her supporters say, but it still bothers me for some reason. For example, I saw a comment saying, the fact that you're covering his email shows how respectful you are. But that's not something extraordinary. It's basic manners.
And this just kind of annoys me because, I mean, people say whatever they want in the comment sections. I showed no interaction with this comment. I didn't like it, so I wasn't like boosting my ego. I have no control over what people comment. I can't just moderate the comments to say what I want. A good percentage of the criticism towards me is quite literally over stuff I can't control. And another thing I've seen a lot in these comment sections of videos critiquing me are pretty nasty comments about my voice. I'm not going to describe it in a nicer term because that's what they are. I found one talking about the commenter on me, and they said, you kind of sound like her. And then someone replied, that's the worst thing ever. Don't worry, it's not true. Gee, thanks, I guess. I totally wasn't sad about that for the longest time. I've had some really, really bad videos made of me, but I've had some with really good points that have helped me grow as a creator. The one saying I'm too negative, totally agreeable. I am way too negative. I don't know why, but I've just always focused on negative topics, but that's starting to change, as you can see with my latest video. My channel is a year old and it has blown up over a year, and you just can't expect me to be absolutely perfect. So with time, you gotta watch me change. And another thing I can't control that people love to criticize me for is the fact that I'm underage, that I'm a teenager. I have seen more comments saying she gets away with so much because she's a teen than I've seen comments defending me because I'm a teenager. Like, quite literally, people have this idea that I just get away with everything and I've got privileges because I'm a teenager, and that could not be further from the truth. I have never and never ever will use the excuse of being a minor to dismiss any mistakes I make as a creator. I never have, and I never will. The last time I messed up a date with a video, I took it down and took full accountability. I didn't make up a single excuse, and I never, ever brought up the fact that I was a kid. The only time I brought up the fact that I was a kid, and it was probably a mistake, because people seem to hate me now for it, was the Ali Coca situation, because he was threatening to sue me, and I think the idea that I'm a kid and I didn't say anything he said I did kind of had to do with it. So the point is, I don't get away with anything for being a kid, so I'm just so sick and tired of seeing those comments constantly, because it's just blatantly false. It's like the more subscribers I get at this point, the more I get criticized for every little thing. I've seen multiple comments about this, but one in particular, this one person commented that they didn't like my clean girl video. Remember the clean girl's that TikToker who would disrespect graves and she would just like mess around with them? Because at the end of my video, I used Barbie dolls and I acted out what the clean girl does to graves. Like, I was inspired by this other creator who did this same thing. Like, she'll act out Barbie dolls when she talks about drama. It just makes the video more exciting. It's kind of something extra toward your viewers with for watching the video for so long. I was just trying to be creative. And yes, the topic was sort of serious because we were mentioning she's being disrespectful to people, but like, it wasn't like I was being racist or anything. How is it offensive to make the video more creative? Sometimes I just feel like I literally can't win. Like, I put not enough creative stuff video and then it's boring. I'm boring. I get 15 comments saying, oh, you're just so boring. Your videos, I can't make it through them. And then I'm creative and I put something fun in there, and then I'm being offensive and I'm not handling the topic seriously enough. And if you don't like rants, close out of the video, but I seriously need to rant about my channel right now. So to summarize what we've been through firstly, the clickbait. I've gotten better over time and I'm still improving. I admit I have been a little extreme with Clara, but I'm trying my best to improve and be more positive overall, as you can see. And then onto the milking, I explained that almost every commentary channel does it, and usually most do it way more than I have, 4 videos on major updates and responses that were literally asked for. By the way, my last video on Clara, the video before that, the top comment was asking me to do a video on her. The top comment with thousands of likes. So if people really, really want a subject, is it really a crime to make a 4th video? But anyway, and then on to the next one, drama farming and content farming. I explained that my content is very, very, very hard effort, and I do put a lot of work and passion into it, and drama farming argument just doesn't make sense because all commentary channels talk about drama and sometimes milk a situation. Every once in a while, I'll come across a video that says the most insane thing about me, and all the comments will just be like, yeah, Coco Drama Farm, so you're right. And it's like, okay. For example, someone legit faked a conversation with me on Discord. They didn't even get my username right, and they made me say the N-word to them, and they made me try to groom them. Like, legitimately. They immediately met me in their fake conversation, and I tried to groom them. Like, who would do that? Who would immediately meet someone? I was like, hello, and then I immediately started grooming them. It was the weirdest video I've ever seen. And some of the comments were saying, I can't believe Coco would do this. It was so blatantly, obviously fake, and it just reminds me that sometimes there's nothing you can do. People will just be mad at you and not like you when something is very obviously incorrect, biased, or fake. And I'm aware that sometimes I lead to creators getting hate. With the Clara Dua situation, I had no idea my video was going to blow up so much, and it led to a lot of people making extremely clickbaity videos on her, making tweets of her saying things she didn't say, and obviously those were not the greatest things to make, and that was my fault. I'll take accountability, and I am not proud of that. But there's some creator that made a video on me, and it did pretty well, and someone DM'd me that they commented under a different hate video under me, bragging about how they started a trend and they were proud of being one of the first to hate on me or whatever, and it's like, why are you proud of this? Ironically, that video was criticizing me for starting a hate train towards Clara, and reminder, it's my fault, I know, I was one of the first to kind of make that situation blow up, but I'm not proud of that. I find it disgusting that people clickbaited the crap out of her, and I'm not talking evil as in clickbait on her. I'm talking they made like a completely fake news update. I saw one saying she launched an OF after the controversy and stuff. Like they're just blatantly making stuff up about her, and I do not condone any of that. But I admit my video blowing up played a major part in those videos being created. I would never brag about that, and I would never go to their comment section and brag about that. It's just like, this creator in particular, you know who you are, and you made a whole video complaining about me hating too much and me making all this hatred towards this one creator, and then proceeded to go to multiple videos bragging about how you created a trend of people hating on me. Like, you are a hypocrite, because this isn't a little thing. Like, a lot of these videos have gotten 20, 40, and a decent chunk are good criticism, another chunk are defending me, and most are just complaining about me milking the situation. And it's like, do you just not like commentary, or is my milking the worst milking on earth? One time in my server, I got in an argument with someone who kept on complaining about me milking a situation, so I asked them, I literally just asked. I was like, what commentary channel do you like? Because I wanted to see who they liked, because I could probably find an incident where they milk something. And they're like, I don't like commentary. I don't watch it. So then I said, why did you join my server? And why are you here? And they said, well, I was bored. So I politely showed them about 15 examples of other commentary channels that are super respected milking a situation. And they went, so? Your argument is other people do it. And I said, my argument isn't other people do it. My argument is practically every single commentary channel that I am subscribed to, which once again, I'm subscribed to hundreds of these top commentary channels, do it. So if you're mad at me and you act like it's a crime that I milk, I made 4 videos and now I'm content farming, I'm drama farming, oh my gosh, it's just like, sometimes I guess I take for granted when I watch other commentary channels. I just like, this is a really good title, this is a really good topic, I'll use that in the future. And then I have 3 videos made on me with over 10,000 views and all the comments complaining that I'm drama farming. And another thing I've gotten tons and tons of comments about is my title where I say blank responded to me. People say I'm acting like the main character because they didn't actually respond to me, which is over 80% of the time false. The only time they didn't actually directly mention my name was with one video. Luke Davidson responded to me, Clara Dua responded to me. All those examples, they did directly respond to me or make a comment directly mentioning me. So that's the disgusting side of CocoCrazy. Let me know your thoughts. Remember, this is simply me responding to creators. I'm not trying to get them hate or anything. I'm just trying to respond to these claims that have been made so many times before to me. And I will be suing the first creator, sadly, for criticizing me. No, I'm just kidding. Not pulling an Ali Coco, believe me. Criticism makes you a better person, and overall, it can be harsh sometimes, but I gotta listen to it, I gotta pay attention, and I gotta respond to it. So overall, if you enjoyed the video, like it, and make sure to boost it with a comment. I don't know if that actually boosts it, but I'd appreciate it. If you actually listened to my entire rant, I salute you because it was a long one, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye!
Coco, you should stop lying before you end up in a pit. Coco, you the dumbest I have ever seen, bro. You can't even speak any fucking facts, bro. Now you trying to lie about me, huh? I almost gave up, but I cannot let you leave now. Firstly, I gotta say, I ain't gonna take no stupid ass kid like you trying to call me